I've been recording for like literally a minute already. I just wanted to mess with all of you. Welcome all, how are you doing? It's been 2 weeks and we are back. This time, no wild magic, David. No wild magic.
Yes.
So, let's play some role-playing, shall we? Quick recap. Sure, I will do it myself, whatever. Last time, the party, also named as the Idiots, departed the Goblin fort after confirming that the Dwarven fugitive that was infected had been massacred / eaten, and with some clever infiltration while the rest of the party discussed plans, you confirm that indeed the goblins didn't seem to be turning into zombies. So you all made a hasty return back into Iris Crossing, in where you were met by the inhabitants of this frontier town, a little bit with hatred and a little bit with thankfulness. People not happy about you returning after burning their family members, even though they were zombies, and some people happy to see you back. Conversations were made. Wild magic almost happened with like real plot-breaking events, and we left our last game as the group of Bishar, Eric, Quotl, and Ephraim were talking to the Grecians of this place with like Lady Rolling Alstone and the Estelis, the leader de facto of this place. Shoralf was on the edge, witnessing the destruction after the falling, and revving on it while smacking Sustut's face. And Kauliki was chatting with Kawohan, the Beast Walker brother, let's call it, and a peacock-turned half-orc druid, keeper of life, known as Cynthia or Salria, depending on who met her. After she left the room with Kawoha woken up from his coma, calling him his little sunflower, Kauliki had a conversation with him, and we left as Kauliki heard in her head a voice calling to her, with a message around a lovely message saying something like, "You feel this slave. He'll be back to put you back on your leash, and when he comes back, he'll be stronger than ever. Slavery will rule you all. Glory to him. Glory, glory." And that's where we left off, on such a positive note. I give it back to you. What are you doing, Kauliki?
Oh, we're starting with me. Great. And we rolled to see if I am more or less okay after that.
Yep.
And are you okay?
I have to be honest, I was thinking about this for good 2 weeks now, and I have no idea how to react to this. Oh god.
Just put in this mindset. You've just had a nice little chat. No idea what's going on. Then a horrible thing is just spoken in your ear. Some really nasty words.
I think she would just be screaming, like hands on my ears, like clutching them shut to not hear anything else, and like stop.
Kawoha, in his super weakened state, will try to reach out a hand and tap you on the shoulder. Kid, are you okay?
What happened? Did you hear something? What was it? Why was it? Who is he? Why he will be back?
It's okay. It's you and me.
You said that.
There's no rush. Take your time. Breathe with me. Look at me. Look into my eyes and breathe. In.
What are you? are you talking about? Didn't you hear anything?
I hear nothing, but as soon as you recover your composture, tell me. I will hear to whatever you have to tell to say. And actually, Tawoka is going to cast Calm Emotions on you.
What do I roll against? Because I don't know that he's casting.
Wisdom 7
19.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know that to fail that.
Oh, actually it's Charisma, not Wisdom. Thank you.
Charisma? Yeah, even more. I have +7 to charisma. I rolled a 16.
He will
I'm
trust
almost
his
sorry.
comfort.
I don't know. I hate to do this. Does he seem legit now? Does he seem somehow off? Like, is that druid lady fucking up with his
Roll an
mind?
insight check.
Oh, I hate that I don't trust him. I hate that.
Why don't you trust the little sunflower?
Yeah, because of a sunflower. I don't trust flowers. 25.
I don't trust flowers.
I don't. You know what I mean.
25.
I don't. Yeah, I
Uh,
don't trust this way of talk.
He seems just the same Kawoha that you met a couple of weeks ago out of a test tube, trying to hide his own despair and his own pain, trying to comfort you first. You see how his hand is shaking. He has no energy in his body, but he's still trying to use it to be a positive energy and calm you. Seems to be just the same person that you know.
I just heard a voice, a terrible voice speaking to me in my head, like they were here, right here, and it was horrible. They said something about chains and leashes and slaves and it was terrible. And it felt like they were here. They were like breathing down my neck, and
That's terrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Do you have an idea? Know the voice? Has this happened to you before?
do I recognize the voice?
I don't think you would recognize the voice.
No, I don't know who spoke to me. I don't think that happened to me. But what do I know? I don't know anything.
You know more than you think you do. You are a smart, capable little girl.
You go rest. I will find. You rest. I will find someone that could tell me something about it.
Okay, and he extends his hand, trying to catch your hand as you are leaving. See you when I wake up.
See ya.
He just goes back to rest. So, the main group.
I don't trust the druid.
What are you four guys doing?
I'll
Eftelis is receiving the sort of like ladyship and etiquette lessons and tips from Rolling Stone. So,
Am I part of this main group yet, or am I still on my own?
I would say that you are at this point coming back from being on the edge of the of this land.
So, when was my trial again? I'm asking.
In a couple of hours, maybe.
Alright. Do I need to bring something to... What was her name again? The mayor which you were talking to? Estelis. Do I need to prepare something? Do I need to bring something?
You can roll an intelligence check, but on the base, it's like we are just going to ask you a couple of questions. You are going to answer. That's it. Like, you didn't get many information other than that.
14 on intelligence.
You don't really know about like how the laws work at all. Like everything that you've known all your life was like that remote village that you were not even part of. So nothing comes.
All right. Fair enough.
You see Joraf walking quite solemn back to the group, and you probably would say,
Are we planning on leaving soon? I would really like to go explore your capital cities.
Yes. I think we will rest a bit. Apparently, I need to answer for my perceived crimes or something.
Crimes?
And I think then we will start to leave towards the capital. If
so
my
you are.
companions are up to it.
So you've committed a crime. How so?
Well, I don't really think it was a crime per se, but let's just say it's a matter of perspective. From my point of view, there were some villages here infected past the point of no return, and I thought it better to remove the threat to prevent spreading the infection.
Sorry, infected with what?
Not really sure, to be honest. Some sort of corruption.
you'd see a weird expression that I don't even know what its face. It was almost like a curiosity with a bit of like, oh, okay, like expression on his face.
Have you dealt with undead that were not, let's say, raised by necromancers, that were formed from circumstance?
I'm gonna have to defer to the GM on this. I
mean,
feel like I may have some knowledge, but
roll. No, not even roll. I think that yes, as part of your past story as a cleric of Krylus, you probably had to deal with people that would use his teachings in a bad way and would abuse it. So probably you had some sort of experience, but I leave it up to you.
Sounds somewhat familiar, but what you describe is something more dark than I could probably ever imagine. But it could be similar. It could just be some horrible tricks by someone who knows more. Maybe linked you off.
But it could be, but as far as I know, no one has ever seen the first infection. No one has seen what causes the first bite or what's the first cause of it. We never really know what is the true cause, but there are spiritual theories, there are others, but all we know is that some of these undead, when they bite others, an infection spreads.
It could be linked to. It could be linked to one of your archdemons. If you've encountered one which is for friendship, it could be one that is for disease and pestilence. Whatever. Yeah. It could be linked. You never know. It just seemed beyond worldly and godly. A bit more than mere happenstance.
At this point, you see coming outside of the main building where Kauliki is in, an orcish woman of blue skin that you all met a couple of yesterday, named Salria.
Couple of yesterday.
Yeah. Salria, this woman that was a peacock, and as she's walking out, she seems to be heading towards the medical tents, and she just stops next to you and goes like, "Oh, you are all here." And she looks at you, Visha, and she goes like, "Oh, it's nice to see you, little Acanthus."
Sorry, little what?
Acanthus. You know, it's a flower. I like to.
Ah,
I like that.
what does it look like?
Well, it's like green, kind of like sharp. It's more like a medicinal flower. But I think it resembles you.
I was gonna say, could she? Yeah, I was gonna say, could she not have druid crafted one?
I don't like. Can you druid craft stuff that you have never seen?
Well, technically you can't summon flowers.
Can
all.
she do it?
I like to think I can.
Oh, yeah.
I just try to
it's
create
like
a
this,
flower
and
based on that description.
She will druid craft. This is an acanthus. It's also called the Beard's Breads. It's like just run of the mill green leaf with like a tiny purple and white petals that come out of it. Like it could easily be confused as any wild growth.
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought that your aura kind of resembled you, so. Oh, when your friend the rose comes back, can you just give her this and she will give you a hairpin made out of wood?
Sure. This rose being Kalike, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe? Yes. Let's go with yes.
Alright.
So if you guys need me, I'll be tending to the crops and tending to the dead. So, toodaloo.
Good luck. Have fun.
Was that Visha flirting? Or
Not
being
from my
flirted
perspective.
at?
Making passes at everybody. Jesus.
Yeah.
You don't know what I get up to.
Mm.
He wow shapes, what do you know?
So, a couple of minutes go by and
Everything is fair game.
Vicky comes out of the same house. So, you all reconvene.
I look visibly shaken for someone that has more than a 5 impulsive insight.
Come on.
Are you alright, Kalike?
I don't know. Is it normal to hear voices?
It depends.
I heard a voice like, and I just summarize basically the same thing that I told Kawoha, but this time a little bit more connected and together. A little bit less of the initial panic.
Glory. Now, it sounds like this is linked to Krylu somehow. I'm not convinced, but this seems like there is someone in this camp.
Classic sanity roll mid-sentence.
I feel like there's someone in this camp that may be after you, or someone beyond this realm, does not sound natural.
I'm going to be honest. Any time apart from anyone sending messages magically, it would be considered outside of the norm. So I would very much say this is something we need to keep an eye on. But Kaliki, what were you doing before it happened?
I was talking to Koha, and the lady Cynthia just left, and we were talking about everything and anything, and if he remembers anything from past, and he said he was sure that I was either cute or sweet or something like that, and then the voice happened.
Seems like they could be linked. Maybe that orc woman is more than she seems. Maybe she has infected your friend.
She was kissing him?
Does
Excuse
not
me?
seem very doctorish, if I do say so myself.
I mean, she said he needs to tend to her sunflower, and he kept talking about me as a rose, I think.
Oh, that reminds me. She asked me to give you this hairpin back.
Back.
Well, I assumed it was already yours, but apparently not. And instead, I will just give it to you.
Oh, thanks.
It's just a plain hairpin, very Japanese style. Just like curl your hair and put the hairpin inside, and it just has like a wood carving of like a cat's paw.
Seeing that this hairpin did not previously belong to Kalike, I will activate my eyes to see if there's no corruption or anything within the hairpin.
Okay, within the hairpin, no, nothing, definitely nothing.
Is there some visual representation of you doing the eyes? Lucia? I mean, do we see that
Not-
you are doing it?
Yes, I try to remember what I said previously. I think it was either my eyes go completely white or completely black. It's one of the other, but I think I said white.
Is there any change in me?
Is there?
Kauliki, she currently has 0 corruption, so you don't see anything.
You seem
I
fine
need to
to me.
update my sheet.
Let's go quickly over this. So, Bishop, what is your current max HP?
48.
48. Kauliki, you are. What's your max HP?
Oh, 76.
76. Quattle.
66.
Okay.
Sorceress.
And Ephraim.
It makes me angry.
Okay, so the only ones with corruption right now are Quattle with like 30%, you yourself with 43.
What? Really? Since when?
Yeah.
I was not made aware of this.
Remember getting corrupted?
And
Not looking so good, but while burning someone. Corrupted.
That doesn't
Corrupted.
cause corruption.
Ephraim with 38. But Other
Oh.
than that, you don't see or sense any corruption in the surroundings. I would say that also, if you are looking for corruption, you see Eric is exuding some sort of like glowing light.
I prepare a wall of fire.
And center it on yourself.
Yes.
I'm beyond the limit. You gotta burn me.
Burn that witch at the stake.
That witch is at masses.
So yeah, no corruption like other than the one that you would know.
All right. So you seem fine to me, Kalike.
For real.
The hairpin does not have any corruption then? Yes? Right. So I will just give it to her.
No, I wouldn't with a cat's paw. I take it. Oh, thank you, I guess. Does it seem any magical or anything? Or is it just wood? Why have I become so suspicious of everyone?
It is it's the natural way of things, unfortunately. When you either have dealt with, in the short amount of time you've lived in this era, you have seen the nature of humanoids from the good, but unfortunately you've seen more of the bad.
What about the ugly? Sorry.
You've also lost a dear friend of yours to unknown forces, which is not easy to bear on the soul.
Oh, cute.
These unknown forces could be not want you to be looking into her world has passed. Yep, yep.
Turtle noises, turtle noises.
Also notice the bottle has antlers. It hasn't
Oh
been
yeah,
brought
that's
up yet,
true.
but, you know.
That is
But
true.
I understand him.
You would
Yeah.
like literally the only one in here that would not understand are Bishar and Shoral.
Oh. You look good with those antlers.
Bad things happened.
What do you mean?
And good things.
Are antlers considered handsome in Beast Walker style?
I just think.
Not judging, I'm just curious.
I don't know. I'm just saying he looks.
I suppose.
I can't go back into my shell.
Yeah. Seems a bit inconvenient for him to have those, to be honest.
I mean, I suppose antlers are much like people's hair.
Size.
Orcs or humans or elves with their hair, I suppose. Be the similar sort of thinking on that side of things, I believe. Also, just to sort of catch you up, Kaliki, Corto attempted to cast a magic that allowed him to send messages across far distances, and
Could you send a message to Gaba?
I could.
Hey!
Didn't I try that? I think so.
No, we didn't try that. We tried Quarto sending the message to my mum, and then I think we stopped there.
We
'cause
did. We did one that failed, and then we did the second one that succeeded.
Yeah,
And you got
Right.
all emotional from the response.
correct. And
Yes.
and then unfortunately, Quarto can only now speak in beast speech for a while.
For 24
Ah.
hours.
Does Gabba speak Beast Walker? I don't think so.
We've never known her to speak it, so even if she has the language, we don't know that she can speak it.
But I don't understand. I do understand you, right?
Yes.
No, he is speaking beast speech. It is just Joroff and Bishar and.
Am I speaking beast speech?
Somehow
Am I
there's a
speaking
common
beast speech?
language between all sentient beasts, which only non-humans speak.
Oh well, we are responding in common, which Joroff and Vishar can understand. But obviously, whatever Quartal says,
I'm just locked into this.
Oh, you are just locked into this. Okay.
Yes.
side effect, I think.
I could just mute David for now to make it more realistic for myself.
That is true.
I'm gonna be no help in this trial.
Trial? What's trial?
Oh yeah, Bishar's going on trial for war crimes.
It's for burning the infected
Speaking of which,
within the quarantine.
Lady Rolling Elstone comes to you wearing a long cloak made out of like mahogany and royal navy blue with like small details in gold. Very regal, very elegant. The cloak goes from like her shoulders almost to like her toes, but for some reason it seems to curl and fly a little bit as to not touch the ground and not get dirty. Top of the data, yeah? Mr. Harith Bishar, it seems that it is time for your trial.
I see. Alright.
Now, you may accompany me. Lady Estelis has
sure.
decided to do this at the site of construction for the bridge. Seems to be a space, a landmark of significance for the people of this place.
Right. So, how exactly is this going to work?
Oh, well, you know, they are going to ask you questions, you are going to answer them, and they are going to judge you based on your answers and their own things. Estelis is going to preside over the trial, and there's a, well, I would love to say, a group of 4 people completely unaffiliated to the cause, but that's hard to come in this place, so 4 people that had some sort of relationship, most probably, with the deceased. It's going to be this case.
So
Right.
it will be biased then.
Yes, it will be biased, but there's going to be some magic at play doing, and I will be part of those 4 people as making a way to make that bias a little bit less noticeable.
And I have a follow-up question. What exactly is the point of this?
To appease the minds of the people that have been infuriated by your actions. The best case scenario would be for you to just be trialed by a couple of community services, like going to other city and bring back resources, and the worst case scenario would be you being pushed off the cliff.
And what makes you... Alright, let's just see how it goes.
Think of it as just an obstacle to go through. Everything will be okay. And
Do the casters have charm person?
you all are led to the edge of the frontier town, the highest point of this place,
I mean, I have right.
where the construction of the bridge that would connect to Grelia was underway. Over there you see Estelis sitting on a chair with a desk in front of her, and to her sides two chairs out of the family members of the people that Bishar burned down, and to her right one person from your village that you saw the day before, and an empty chair to which Rolling goes to it.
DM, am I able to sort of walk beside Bishar, just sort of just have a sort of short conversation with him once we were walking over, and I'll just sort of say to Vishar, I don't like this word or this type of thing that goes on, but it is called. Are you aware of what politics are, Vishar?
I have a vague idea of the concept.
This is
Stemming from my time here.
Yes. This is basically to, as she said, this is essentially putting on a show
Mm-hmm.
for those who are not in not in the know, the masses, if you will, those who are not close to the matter at hand, those who just only know what they know within their own bubble and do not have a wider understanding. Unfortunately, because there are many voices to that, hence why these leaders must appear to put you on trial, to at least be seen doing something about it.
Right.
It's something you must unfortunately play along with. These big cities are not... Even in Sanzia, there are some elements of this, and I am not one for such wordplay or, as they say, wordsmith. I'm not one for such a thing, but I would say just listen, speak when appropriate, and do not lead with emotions.
Oh, that will be fine, I think. If this is...
I believe you are not quite the emotional person anyway, from what I've seen.
If this is what's asked of me, to appease the masses, to put their minds at ease in some way, then I will be happy to oblige. I'm just a bit confused as why they would expect me to honor any form of punishment they might bestow upon me. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, it's laws, unfortunately, that must be enforced, even if it's laws you do not want or believe is correct. But I think you'll be fine. You are perhaps the most level-headed out of all of us.
Does your laws have things like legal counsel? Back in my days, we had people who would stand with the accused to help with their case. Is this a thing in your time?
I'm honestly not quite sure. Yes?
DM says yes.
If you would like, I can offer my services. I'm not saying that I am anyway by means a good legal counsel, but I have had my fair share. I have had my fair share of aid to help those accused of different activities during my many years on this earth.
I think my angel ancestry is literally from an angel of justice. if that's any help to you.
Well,
And
crap, I
maybe-
forgot your name. What's your name
Mine?
again? No, not yours. Callum.
Joralf.
Joralf.
Gerard, sorry.
Literally in there.
Or
No,
Jorah.
yeah, but I have to I can't read that crap, man.
You
Good
can
old
call me
Jorah
Jorah.
moment.
Yeah, Jorah moment. I'm happy with that.
Sure. Well, I appreciate your offer, and any voice of reason, any voice of goodwill is I'm happy to receive. And don't take this question the wrong way, but are you sure you will be much help, considering you were not here when the incident happened and you've been locked inside the library for a couple of hundreds of years?
You have a good point, but I believe I don't know how else you're going to get off with burning several people and thinking of getting away with it without some.
Wow. People is a bit of a stretch, but
Is there
yes.
enhanceability amongst our spellcasters?
Something
Does mean
I
he's
mean-
fairly unbiased. He wasn't there for the incident.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The druid can have enhanceability himself.
Yes, but I have not prepared it.
Okay, I could say that at this point you reach the front of the stand. Estelis stands up. The 50 or so townspeople are in here. And Estelis goes, well then, this time that we start with this trial, I, Lady Estelis Blackwhip, shall preside over it. By my power and authority, I deem this trial to be started. As of this moment, any magic other than the one that I use shall be banished. Nobody shall do anything to change the minds or the opinions of the people, the fair people that will preside next to me. We have members to defend each side. The accused, Hareth Bishar, proceed to the front, please.
Where? The front of what?
Literally
Yeah,
the
right,
center
right.
of the crowd.
Sure, I will stand there.
How many sorcery points do I
you see
have?
that-
Subtle spell.
Yeah, I was like, do we subtle spell? Are we subtle spelling now?
Out of the 4 chairs next to Stelis, both Lydia, the woman that you know from your village, and another man that you don't know, approach you holding a book, and they stretch it towards you. May the defendant tap on the book and accept that all of his words will be true and nothing else than the truth. Do you touch the book?
What role does the book play into this?
The book is going to cast some magic thingy and will ensure that you are not allowed to lie while on the presence of this council.
I wasn't planning to, so sure, I touched the book.
And Zone of Truth is cast.
Do I get a save?
You can save if you want.
Yeah, I will. Is it what kind of save is it?
It's Charisma, DC 15.
Just
Ah, I was hoping for
FYI,
wisdom.
just
It's a
FYI,
Oh.
if the spell works how I think it works, they may know that you resist.
Don't they just know how many people
That's
resist?
fine.
Not
No,
Okay.
you do. They get to know if you resist or not.
Yeah,
No,
if
it's
you
charisma.
specifically you resist.
Yeah,
Charisma? Alright.
so it's up to you.
It's a 15.
15. The book glows red, and Estelis goes, do not resist the spell. We need to ensure that you are telling the truth. We cannot go by your word alone. I know that you are new and a refugee in the Empire, but this is how we do things in here.
It's not really I can usually consciously control, to be honest.
Well, we can try as many times as you want until you agree to be under the effects of the spell. So, once again,
I will try my best to fail. I will roll the save with disadvantage this time. Oh, it's a 11.
The book this time glows in a faint teal color. Well then,
How
the-
big is the zone of truth? I'm sorry.
this one is like a special item. It's a zone of truth, but it's not a zone. It's more like the person that touches the book is under
Book
the
of
spell.
Truth.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's the book of
So
truth.
if any one of us will be questioned, we are basically rolling either deception or we can straight up lie.
Unless they make
So-
you touch the book.
Unless
Just to be clear, I cannot lie, but I'm not forced to speak the truth, correct?
yeah.
Exactly. You cannot lie. Like you cannot
cannot tell a
say
deliberate
anything
lie.
deceitful, but you are not forced to answer the question, and you can alter your words as long as they are true.
Alright, that's fine. I wasn't planning on lying anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And now then, with the prerequisites made by the book, we are now going to begin this trial under the light of Ambrose and her predecessor, the Great Longus. May the light share the truth under this sky. So, question number 1. Mr. Harreth Bishar, did you or did you not kill the people that were in the quarantine area?
No. There were no people in the quarantine area.
Do elaborate, please.
At least none that were killed. Sorry?
Elaborate.
Do elaborate. You said that there are no people in the quarantine area. Then why did we find
There-
4 charred corpses?
My apologies, I was mistaken. There were people in the quarantine area. Myself, some of my friends, and perhaps a guard, not really sure. But none of those people were killed or harmed by me in any way.
So,
Such an asshole.
what would
I
you
love
call
that.
the corpses that we found charred?
Not sure what the technical term for this. They would probably closest to zombies at that point.
You hear everybody mumbling. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. What would be the... What did they say about using magic?
Magic is banned, and if it's not going to be allowed,
So using guidance would be
magic.
a bad thing,
Literally
right?
need to
Yeah,
use
alright.
that.
Let's not risk it for this time. Persuade... Oh, that would be a 1 plus 2, so 3.
You hear everybody going, "You brood! Silence, silence!" Now, Mr. Harreth Bishar, even though you appear to not consider those that had succumbed under the infection to be people, to everybody here they were brothers, sisters, friends. So we will refer to the zombies, as you call them, as people, or at least former people. Now,
Very well.
second question. Do you believe, to the earnest of your soul, and I remind you, you are under the pretext of no lies and truthfulness, under the light of the light dragon,
Yes.
do you believe there was no way of saving those people?
There was no way within our means to save those people within time. I made a calculation because I have seen people come back from infection or corruption like this before. But seeing how far along they were, the threat they posed to the others living here, and the time required it would take to maybe cleanse them, I estimated it would be the safest option for everybody to eradicate them. The only people we tried to save was you, yourself, because you were the least corrupted out of all of them. And the only reason you are sitting here is because after you died while we tried to cleanse you, you were revived by Kaoha.
Now, you say you use the word corruption. What do you mean by this?
It's difficult to explain. Before we came here, we came from one of the floating sky islands, for lack of a better term, which has been my home for years. And something caused a sickness, a corruption to spread amongst the animals and the humans and the other creatures of the island. Something that eradicated almost everything, almost all life on the island. We believe that this sickness, this corruption, was brought here in the form of rabbits, which were hunted by the people of the airship that arrived before us. And the meat of those animals is what carried the corruption over to your citizens, which caused them to be quarantined. In fear of this sickness spreading as it did on my island, I thought it best to eliminate it before it could.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Eight.
Right. You see people murmuring. I do believe that your idea of how this sickness originated may be true, but that the fact that the sickness existed doesn't give you permission to do your bidding without consulting the regents and the powers from this land, especially being a new member of the Empire with less than a day. You burned the possible hope of giving back life to the people, to, once again, friends, family. You say that you did that out of the fear of the corruption spreading, but why didn't you wait? Why didn't you consult with anybody else?
To be fair, the elected leader of this town, city, you yourself, had fallen under the effects of the corruption and were not at that point in time being able to consult. The 4 people who were temporarily placed into power in your absence did not seem capable of reaching a fitting conclusion within a given time frame.
Make a persuasion check. Yeah, Callum.
I was actually like in thing. Jorah will put his hand up. Wait.
19.
19. Even though you question the capabilities of the interim people that do care in my absence, there are procedures, there are laws. We were waiting for the Keeper of Life who was on her way to here. Why couldn't you wait one more day?
I was not made aware of this. I was not made aware that there was such power in the area. I asked the people in charge here what the situation was. They did not tell me there was a Keeper of Life, as you claim, on her way. So I made the assumption that whoever might be able to help would be far away in the capital and would at the earliest reach the settlement in a couple of weeks. At which time the infection would have spread to everybody here and the animals in the forest and whatever else is living there, at which point it would be almost impossible to eradicate it.
Make another persuasion check. Straight roll.
Could I help with that with an advantage just by confirming? Because I feel like at this point Jorah would have backed up, saying obviously experience with corruption, that something like this could spread quite easily and it could take down the entire island or islands.
I'm not going to allow the help in this moment because Estelisi is keeping everybody from the crowd apart and only Vishar in the middle. But you will have your moment in a second.
4. Not rolling very good today.
He's going to die, boys!
I understand your process of thought, Mr. Hareth Vishar. But I remind you that in this kingdom there are laws and procedures to be followed. I understand everybody alive nowadays understand what it means to have had to fend for yourself in the Drifterlands. No laws, just small communities. If this were another moment, another place, your actions would have been congratulated, even praised. But there are some stuff that had to happen for you to be able to do that. We will be back to you in a moment. Now, and she looks toward her right. Anybody wants to take the stand and give aid to the defendant?
Quad sort of like
looks to Quaddle a bit insulted.
Eric will sort of step forward.
Very well. We shall start with Eric Starkaver. They bring the book next to you again. Same
I
thing.
lay my weapon down, and put my big lion paw on the book. Seeing the magic go off, I will allow it to wash over me. No attempts to resist.
Okay. Mr. Eric Starkaver, you were present at the moment of the facts?
No, I was not. However, I'm here to vouch for the character of Bishar.
Very well. Let's hear what
He-
he has to say.
I've known this man scant over a month, I believe, since I was sent to Grelia. He has been the most level-headed human I have known. He has taken decisions that lesser character would have faltered, made incorrect decisions that would lead to losses, many more losses. I understand there are procedures in place, but one must know that Vishar was not raised in such procedures. He did not come to be educated in those procedures as the many fortunate do here. He had to do what he thought was best for everyone, for the greater good, for the community. He was not doing this out of wanton death or destruction or want of burn or fire or whatever else you would throw words at him. He was doing this because he had seen, and myself and my companions have seen, happen at the fall of Grelia. And we only wish to ensure that the same fate does not befall Iris Crossing, the capital, even my own home, the Suns here. I honestly believe he had done this for the greater good of the community, not for himself.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion was so I get a +1. 19.
Yeah, Fisher gets to live.
Very well. Your words shall be kept in mind as we reach the end of the corridor. Thank you for making your voice heard. Next in line of the descendant. You are muted.
With wings spread and halo glowing,
Everybody goes.
I would come up to the book and place my hand on it. Make it speak.
May speak.
As the descendant of Laika, I would like to give my honest and true point of view of what happened. And I'm not looking at Estelis, I'm looking at those people who are against him. I was present while it happened. I saw your friends, your family, and I saw that they suffered. They suffered a fate worse than death. Would you want them to be in a middle state of the shadow, what they were and what you loved? A shadow, a twisted one, disfigured, the mind not theirs. Would you want them to walk between the former life and the peaceful embrace of death? No. Vishar gave them the option of peace that I wanted once, and I show the scars. I know pain and suffering, as Estelis knows pain and suffering. This was no life. This was no possibility for them to stay like that. Help, maybe it was coming. We were not made aware of that. What we were aware is how fast the corruption spreads, how much it alters your mind, your body. We saw it at first hand. We were barely touched by the corruption, but still, yes, I had some corruption in me. A very minute amount, and was torture for me and for the person that cleansed it out of me. At least I suspect so, for them. I know this world only a month, and it saddens me that the people are so mistrustful and angry sometimes. I know that Vishar is a great person. He helped a great deal during the time that I've known him. He helped physically, he healed, he helped mentally. He's a wonderful, wonderful friend to me and my friends here. So I don't believe any ill intentions were had. He saw what he did what he saw as fitting and as necessary to save these people, this community here, as he once saved, as he couldn't have saved his homeland. Grelia. Out. And I'm just like, Angel.
Make a persuasion check. Straight roll.
Come on. You are the one with a plus, at least +4. Math is hard. A 22.
When you first started talking, most of the people were like, yeah, okay, she's her friend. Wow, she's an angel. They started kind of hearing your words, so there's some chattering going around, especially on the side against the defendant. Very well, Miss Kaulike, this council will keep your words in mind when it comes to its final deliberation. Thank you for your time. Anybody else on the side of the defendant?
I'll walk forward. And I
Slave master extraordinaire.
I look at before I do anything, I will look at Vishar and I go,
I will try my best.
I'll put my hands on the book and I'll go for the Gloria Krylus. And then I'll accept the whatever the spell is.
Okay. Roll. Kaulike.
What is the DC?
10.
Oh great, the lawyer goes insane. That cannot be good.
Hi.
Okay. So I need you to roll me a d100.
I hate you, Callum.
I can't help it. We gotta play the guy. I ain't seen Graham
Where's
Brooks.
the die? I just rolled 2 dice. Where's the die?
What did you roll? A 9 total.
Yeah, I rolled a 9. Where is the die? Where's the d100 dice? I'm rolling again. I lost a die. 93.
93. Your
I'm a little bit further away.
Your fight
Suicidal
and flight
rage.
reflexes activate immediately as if you were standing in the presence of something terribly frightful, and you decide to fly away. Quite literally, you fly away.
Yeah, that's fine.
The angel has said her piece. Rook goes away.
And yeah.
Some people
I
try to
will-
look at you, but
Yeah, I'll track the direction that Kaulike is flying in.
the opposite direction, which would be towards the entrance of the town, if not further away.
Good thing she didn't just decide to go over the miasma.
So, Shoralf, the book activates, the magic goes, and once again, as the list goes, and may the truth under the sun and the sky of the Everlight be with us. Go ahead.
What I can say is this man did commit a crime. He committed a crime of saving you people. I may not be around this place, but for you to treat someone with such disrespect, for wanting, trying to stop a terrible scourge that could envelop this land and make it uninhabitable. I have seen what you and the likes of your people have done to this world. We float on top of gas because you think that right and wrong is merely the conscience of some laws you have written up. It is not so. It's not that easy. Go on.
Go on.
Okay.
Thinking.
You don't seem to understand. What this man did was a blessing in disguise. You were the lucky one, by the sounds of it. You were brought back, not through the wants and needs of a man who is now gravely ill, probably hanging on to his last breath. And that was for one person? Must we do that for more? Just so we can have an inkling of a chance that they would come back. What is one life of more than another? You say 4 people were killed? There's 4 more? There's 4 deaths, with more than the Empire itself that we stand upon? I really think that we need to consider this. It is sad to lose friends and family. I do not disagree. But these were not friends and family anymore. If they're as bad as that you say,
I look at Visha in the eyes, and I'm looking in Denny's eyes.
then you were right. This could have been worse. This corruption could have grown and grown. And then you'd realize what a poxy sham of a trial this is. You should all be ashamed yourselves. That is my piece.
Everybody is like a dead
I
silence.
mean, he's right.
There's a dead silence of people.
Interesting
Looking at
tactic.
A lot of people, especially the common folk, don't seem to have catch like the totality of your message. They just seem to have catch like the hostility towards them, and they answer with like angry eyes. But Estelis and Rolling Stone look at you straight in the eye and they go, "And who may ye be, sir?"
Hand on the book. You hand on the book.
I am a man out of time. I'm a man who was here before the fracturing. I am a servant of Krylus, but I will stick up for those who deserve justice.
Make a you choose intimidation or persuasion roll with disadvantage. If you choose intimidation, straight roll.
And what's the other one?
Persuasion with
Persuasion.
disadvantage.
They're both +5. 18.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Very well. Now, as much as it angers me, your rewards shall be kept in mind for the end of this trial. Anybody else shall stand for the defendant. What?
Woof, woof, woof.
He'll lean over to Eric and say, "I may need a translator."
Eric will actually nod, sort of walk with Quartal forward. Will honored judges, Quartal wishes to speak for Vishar. However, through some unfortunate magics, the defendant, the Quartal, the witness, sorry.
The quarter.
Yes.
The dog wishes to speak for Vishar, but you cannot understand.
The witness is only able to speak in beast speech. If you would allow me, I will translate on behalf of Quartal. I, of course, will submit myself again to the truth magics if you require us both to be submitted under such. magics again.
This is an extremely unprecedented event. But it seems that today is an unprecedented day, so I shall allow this.
Fisher will step forward as well. I will speak up and say, I understand it is frowned upon to use magic in the context of this trial, but I request for me to cast a spell which will allow me to understand what Quotal is saying. Since I am the defendant here, I think it would be my right to hear what he himself has to say about me.
I apologize, Mr. Harret Bishar, but your request shall be denied, as certain procedures must stand, and the non-magic is one of the basic ones of this trial.
I knew I should have just cast a spell.
You could have cast it earlier,
Yeah, he
when
did.
we were
Yeah.
talking to Quartal.
Yeah, but he
Pre-baked.
wouldn't
I
have.
could have.
Yeah, he
Didn't
wouldn't-
know.
He wouldn't know.
Mr. Quattle, Mr. Eric, the stand is yours.
Hand on book.
Yep.
Donk.
Book
Mhm.
close. Rocks fall.
Island
dies.
dies. Ladies and gentlemen of this trial, I wish to make sense of a previous argument given by the judge over here regarding laws of the land. At what point was the defendant, Mr. Vishar, made aware of the laws of the land when he entered? Did he have time to actually learn these laws before he was sent by said judge to Greylia to enact a task? And how would the defendant know of these laws if he had no time to learn them? And secondly, he'll say to the crowd, who among the newly arrived populace from Greylia does know the full list of the Empire's laws? And how long did it take for you to learn said laws? Do you know them off by heart? Do you know them to the extent that those who are of the Empire would know them, and when not to cross them?
Make a persuasion check, and Eric make a performance check.
Oh, I was just translating word for word. Okay, performance, you say? Good thing Eric has a 1 in it. It is a 14.
I did a 17.
Okay. So it comes down to a 14. The words that you speak are indeed true. Regardless, there are certain code of conducts that every living being follows, while in a civilized culture. Mr. Hareth Bishar, even though lived all his life in a drifter land, there was a community there in which I believe killing wasn't part of it. So, yes, he did not know the laws. He was still aware of his actions. But we will keep your words in consideration for the end of this trial. Thank you for your time, Mr. Quaddle and Mr. Eric. Shall anybody else speak for the defendant? There's a silence, and out of nowhere, a scaly hand lifts up and a woman in red scale skin with a tail and fractured wings walks into the middle. Me shall speak for the idiot over here. Thuras goes and touches the book. Thuras in her dark touch form. Now, what this group of idiots, and that's not a derogatory term, that's the name that they chose for themselves, have said is all truth. They were part in Grelia. There was a terrible pest, let's call it. And they are the ones that made sure that that land is now habitable again. It was a hindsight on Macleod, the previous leader of Grelia, to send refugees back into the Empire without the full knowledge of the issue at hand. Now, given if he hadn't done that, many more would have perished under the clutches of the bunnies. And yes, that's bunnies, not an figurative term, as in literally hordes of bunnies ravaging and eating human flesh. Something that could have very easily happened here if this man had not done what he did. We live in a civilized world. We do have laws. Killing is not the correct answer in most cases, though it is something that we do see very often. And we do employ it as a means to conquer more land. So yes, we are all very accustomed to killing at this point in our life, but that's not of the issue. What this man did was out of necessity and out of lack of information that none of you had. Just like these idiots have said, there was no clear chain of command, there was no communication, and as far as we have been told, there was somebody that had escaped from the containment area, putting in jeopardy all of the Empire. Contact with Almeria had been shut down, and we have no idea of what was going on. Under all of this, what this man did, I can ascertain, under my position as the second in command for the Raging Fox Guild, that is the correct course of action to ensure the survival of the Empire. If anybody is against what I just said, I will gladly fight them to death. I stand my ground.
You'd see Jorah have a big smile on his face.
He actually likes her.
That's how you roll in natural 20.
Wow.
And she walks out. Estelis goes, well done. Well done. No, well done. Shall anybody speak against the defendant? And a couple of people come, mostly people that had family members killed to death by fire. Okay.
I'll kill you to death.
It is mostly the arguments of these people that had been workers from Iris. Nobody that died in the quarantine zone was actually... Well, actually 2 of them were from Grelia, the refugees, and the other 4 were from here and had been beaten by these refugees. Though of the people speaking against Bishar, it is nobody from the refugees. It's only people that had never met him. Their arguments are mostly passionate about what they lost, about the ties that will never come back. At the end of it all, the last person to take the stand is this half-orc woman ex-Picor. Yeah, hi. I will speak though neither for or against. I'm just like a neutral party. You know, just like a small flower against the wind. I
Can I be back at this point?
yeah. I mean, it's been like half an hour, so you probably calmed down and came back in time to
Quattro has
see.
spoken, so
this
we're like
last part.
3 weeks along at this point.
No, in his native language, he actually speaks faster.
Ah,
Now, I spent like my last couple of hours checking the charcoal, let's call it, of what used to be a body, and even though my information is not the correct one based on what I have seen and what I have experienced, I can say for certain that they were like crash berries. It was still a berry, it could be turned into like wine, but it could never go back into a full berry, not without some sort of extraordinary power. And even though I am part of the Keepers of Life, I don't think I could have done that. My little sunflower resting in his bed right now almost gave his life just to save one life, so I don't believe that anything could have been done. It is a shame, but sometimes wildfires are required to keep the forest in check. And fuck, that was roll with advantage 10 both times. Like
Welcome
10
to the
and
club.
10. Estelis calls the trial for a break. Everybody starts murmuring with each other, and you see both of the sides of the table start talking amongst themselves. There seems to be confusion. Like no side is like in a complete we are going with this. What are you doing in this time?
So still no magic, right?
Still no magic.
the world is so boring without magic.
I think I may go start flirting with Thuras.
Take two.
Wait,
Vishal would just go up
is
to the group, I
Marlish
think.
just sitting there not saying shit?
No, Marlish was is not even at the trial.
He's providing the backing track for the more good burns and mic drops. No, I will just go up to the group, I think, and just say, well, not sure how it is going to go, but in any case, thank you all for your kind and looking at Jorah's true words.
DM, am I able to get a sense of, I suppose, like a insight roll on the people making the decision on Bishar's judgment in terms of what is the general body language of them? Are they sort of like, do they look to be in like serious conflict with each other in terms of not being able to really decide?
Yeah.
And
None of
actually,
you have the observant feat, right?
I
No.
am just double checking. I don't think I do.
What was that thing?
I do have
It allows you
17
to
passive
read lips.
insight, though.
Yeah,
Okay,
reading
so
lips now.
Those of you that want can roll insight.
Oh,
Let's
I
call this
have
the 12.
217.
Oh, I just got 12 as well.
I got a 20.
Dirty
Okay.
ten.
Unnatural.
You said 30.
Can I?
14.
Did you say
20.
30?
No, 20. 20.
No, David.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. Okay.
Can I, instead of looking myself, summon Siri, my usually owl, but like in the shape of a raven or something, and just listen through her senses while she is near the judges?
That counts as magic, just so you know.
It's not a spell. It's a use of my wild shape.
Does it have verbal, somatic components?
It doesn't say. It just says as an action you can magically assume the shape of
Magic!
Yeah, it is magic. I'm not denying it's magic. It just says it's not a spell.
If you want to do it, you are going to have to roll stealth.
Let's just look at myself for now. My stealth is not that
All
great.
eyes
and
are
I'm not
watching
rolling that
you.
hot
Do
today.
not do it.
Mhm.
With insight, you see that even though they are in arguments against each other, it seems that Lydia and Rolling Stone are kind of like in the okay, they gave solid arguments, there's logic, and the opposing party is more like they are angrily
Mom.
replying, but they don't seem to be convincing anybody. So it seems to be at a 50-50, one side with logic, one side with emotions. And you all know that the answer lies in Estelis, who is just sitting there, kind of vaulting her hair to side and side, listening to each side. But there doesn't seem to be a look of doubt in her head. It seems that she has already reached her decision. Yeah, Rick.
Can I request this break in the trial to be an actual break because I need to use the bathroom?
Sure. We are going to go for a small break, and when we come back, the results of the trial.
All right,
Dun,
thank you.
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment. Going back. So, a couple of minutes go by. Deliberations are made between the jury. In case nobody has noticed, I suck at the legal system. So, and after a few minutes.
So does Fisher. So
Yeah, but I'm the one deciding, so.
right.
So after a few minutes, you are taken back into the middle. Everybody quiets down. It is true that this man's actions cause great harm to some people of our community. But it's also true that without those kind of actions, something far worse may have happened. And I, myself, one of the most capable fighters of this community, fell to that corruption. There may have been other ways, though we cannot base our judgments on the makings of a future unknown. Though there are rules and procedures to be followed, like consulting the interim political power of this town rather than taking the action and the decision all in the span of a moment. With all of that said, Mr. Hareth Bishar, my last question to you is, do you feel any remorse for the hope that
For the what? Sorry, what was the last part?
for the hope that you took from this people? I'm not talking about your measures, I'm not talking about the lives or non-lives that you took. The question one last time, do you feel any remorse for taking the hope from the people of this community?
Please.
It is rare you have to make a tough decision where there are no negative consequences, whatever you choose. I understand that the people of this city feel that I have taken something from them, and for that I can only apologize. But whatever I have done was for the greater good of the community. I regret that people feel this way. But if I had to make a decision between saving the many or saving the few, I would go for the many once more.
Can Eric kind of not cheer, but kind of, I guess, sort of, sort of, not in the lowest sense, sort of cheer, but kind of with his weapon, like make not pound the end of his glaive into the ground, like in agreement.
So you want to do the
like-
300? Ahoo!
in a sense, but less aggressive.
Yep.
Like try and get some of the crowd to sort of agree with this.
After you do that, Tura follows your actions and does the same with her sword. So do the half-orc Keeper of Life with her staff. Very well. With all taken in consideration, the decision of this trial remains on myself after taking the opinions of everybody involved. Under the code of law, be heard under the sun and the everlight of Ambrose and Longus, Mr. Harret Bishar, under the charges of killing innocent people, you are found not guilty. Under the charges of making a big damage to the populace of this town, you are found guilty. Now, your crime must be amended. There are several ways to work this out. One would be to be expelled from Iris Crossing, never to set foot on it again. Saying goodbye to the people that you used to know. But that doesn't seem to solve the issue at hand. I'd rather, and this is a choice for you, I'd rather you choose to work for the improvement and the betterment of this community. Be an envoy to the other cities of this great empire. Bring back plenty of spoils, fame, spread out the world. Grelia is not coming anytime soon. This bridge in which we stand is not going to be completed until a new drifter land is found. Iris Crossing will just remain a frontier town, cut out from the rest of the kingdom. Bye. To that end,
Whatever, man.
Mr. Harret Bishar, you have two choices. You may either choose to work as a liaison for our community, or you may say goodbye to this community forever. What shall you choose?
Well, buy that now.
Well, by then.
Planning on leaving
For the
anyway.
short term, sorry. Would it suffice if I were to enhance the plants and forests and vegetation in the immediate area so that you would have less trouble finding food, growing crops, stuff like that for the, well, at least foreseeable future?
That would be one of many tasks, but we have a Keeper of Life amongst our midst, so for this year we shall be fine.
Can we just
Oh,
kick
shit.
the peacock
What
out of
exactly-
the island? I don't
Sorry?
like her. Can we just kick the peacock off the island? I don't like her.
So then what exactly would you ask of me?
The first task that I would ask of you is to go to Elam, make the word go around about the prosperity of this town, its future possibilities, and safeguard some connection with any of the coin guilds to further develop and increase the populace of this lovely community. Other than that, I believe that you have already taken care of our goblin issue.
Why would they listen to me more than they would listen to you, or your advisors for that matter?
That's because Lady Thuras has vouched for you. She will go with you to Elam.
May I have a moment to convene with my traveling companions
Of course, you may talk with the
before I make my... Alright, I will turn to the idiots and I will just speak in low tones so nobody out of earshot can hear us. And I will just go... One question. Do we plan on ever returning here?
The answer is inevitably maybe. The problem is
Wow, thanks.
I do not say this lightly, but one problem is we burn the bridge. Later down the line, when we need to cross this bridge again, the bridge is burnt. There is no way to cross it. And it will be more difficult in the future. It is hard to perhaps swallow that pride to say, we do not need you. We have no need of your empire, your long fat ways, and so on. I think for now, it is yes, we may need their help in the future. Yes, but to hold them in that.
Fine. It's not fine. I will turn back. So, I will decide to not be banished and instead will travel to Ellen. Was it Ellen?
Very well. With this, the trial shall reach its end. Mr. Garres Bishar shall become an envoy, an liaison of Iris Crossing, further helping its development and respond directly to me as its person in charge. Everybody back to work. We got a town to build. And the crowd starts to disperse. Estelis, a lot of people as they are dispersing kind of look not happy with the outcome. But Estelis approaches you. Very well. If you and your companions shall follow me, let's go to the town hall, as we will start calling it.
Can I make a quick insight check amongst the crowd if there are any that are giving Bishar the mean, you know, the mean eye, the stink eye, like they're gonna try and corner him at
Shag him in the night.
Yeah.
Go
Corner
ahead
him
and
in
roll
the
insight.
night. Ooh, that's not bad. That is a 22.
Yeah, there are many that are looking at him in bad light, but especially amongst them there are two kids, teenagers, young that are looking him like they are not walking away. They just stand there. They are being bumped by the rest of the crowd as everybody moves, and they just look straight into him.
I'll make a note of their faces, any particular distinguishing marks that they have upon them, and just sort of mentally note.
Think of them as generic human skin. One and
John and Frank are their names. Right. I will follow.
So you all are led to the town
Yes.
hall. Estelis, as soon as you walk in, she closes the door. Well, that went well.
Yes, I guess so. Is the truth thing worn out by this point, by the way?
Yeah.
The book spell. Alright.
Well, I guess that glad to be working with you, and thank you for saving the town.
It was my pleasure.
Yes. Now then, your group may take a couple of days to rest before you decide on your next plans. If we are going to keep this charade of me being your boss, I'm just going to give you this communication device, and she gives you like a gold coin with her own face.
Alright.
Just hold this to your chest and think of me, and I shall answer you. I only ask one thing out of you. I will give you an introduction letter. And Lady Thuras said that she would also vouch for your group. And she also told me that recently you lost one of your members. Because the orc lady is not here, as I see.
Yes. There was an incident at the Goblin encampment. And we have some reason to believe that she's still alive, but we do not know exactly where.
That is most devastating. There may not be many choices if she's been taken away. Was this like a group of bandits or...
No, it's a bit tricky to explain. Long story short, she's no longer on this plane of existence. At least we don't think so. It might be best for you to stay away from the goblin ruins, but other than that, it's nothing you need to worry about.
Okay. So, this may not be of help, but there's in Elam, you may be able to find some help. Elam and Longstad, the capital, are the two biggest cities in the Empire. I'm sure that Mr. Eric, Ephraim, and Quotul know about this, but to the rest of your group, I'm just going to assume that nobody knows anything. It is nigh impossible for you to get help in the capital. Those noble son of bitches believe that they can rule everything without moving a thumb, and they most definitely shan't not help you. I believe your best option is in Elam, the city of guilds, the city of freedom, the city of trade. There's a great library there. So if what you're saying about your friend being shunted to another space via magical means, that's where you may be able to find some information. If not, at least
City
you
of
may
Freedom.
be able to find a guild that may be of help, and the Raging Fox is there. You have good connections with those ones, ain't?
Alright. City of Freedom. I like that.
Yeah, they are a rowdy bunch. Large streets, lot of people, bustling commerce. I miss home.
Well, thank you for the advice. We will certainly visit the city, and we will certainly visit the library.
Yeah. I ask of you, as a personal favor, to keep this charade going. Once we are out in the open, act as if I was giving you orders.
I will do my very best.
Perfect. That's all I ask. Now, I shall give you a recommendation letter. Should work with the Sleepy Cows. I have some friends in there. Now,
All right, very well. Thank you.
you may take one of the tents in the outskirts. Rest as much as you need before leaving. It's going to be a week or so of walking towards Elam.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. What happened to our airship? Did they leave?
As
Leave us
soon
behind?
as you were out the town, they just took off.
Did you know where they were heading?
Oh, the captain said that they were going back to Elam to the Raging Fox.
Ah, great. Because I think that we need to have some words with them, since they just basically dumped us here. So that works out.
Well, that dwarf guy seemed really happy of leaving you behind, just say.
Yes, I can imagine. All right. Personally, I do not really need a tent, but I will confer with my companions if any of those need one. So I will take your offer on bringing a tent with us. And I think we will leave tomorrow morning, unless some of my friends have some other business to do. But I don't think we will stay here for very long.
Very well. I shall provide as much aid as I can. Once again, I thank you idiots for your services to this community.
You're welcome.
Really need to change that name.
How
Eric,
long the charade will be staying up?
I think that depends. Depends on if your group can bring prosperity to this community and the visual public image of this man may improve. Right now there's a lot of folks thinking of him as just a cold-blooded murderer, those that still held to the hope of saving their family members, especially the younger boys that lost their parents. But I guess that if we keep this up maybe for like a year and we see improvement in the community, everything shall be fine.
We have just basically created a D&D origin story. When I was a boy, my parents were killed by a rogue druid. And on that day, I swore to kill all druids.
Eric will probably ask if there is a... If there's an armory or a smithy he could go to whilst we still have time and access to civilization, in terms of if there's anything of the sort within town.
Well, there's not much in this small place. Best you can find is probably woodworkers and some leather workers. There's not a blacksmith here. But you may ask around the refugee camp. Somebody may ought to know something.
Eric will nod. Anything else? Otherwise, I think our business is concluded.
Yes. Thank you for the recommendation letter. It might very much come in handy.
Just glad you weren't thrown out of the cliff.
He wouldn't fall.
Would be an inconvenience, yes.
I have a feeling Vishal may have just flown away at that point.
Well, that would have been a way to prolong this rouse. But alas, I have work to do, so if you have nothing else with me, I shall start with my work.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you.
One question: did the wild magic fuckery happen this?
Still happened today, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. I don't want any stupid side effects of me not remembering to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the plan? What are you guys doing?
It's getting a bit late in the day, right? Currently.
It is afternoon already. The sun will start setting down in a couple of hours.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to do while we'll stay here? I don't think it'd be wise to stay very long, given the current climate. Sorry, what?
May I have a rose?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Because we would be leaving, and I think Kawaha is not in any shape or form to walk or join with us. And the lady that he likes apparently thinks of me as a rose, and I think I'd like to have for him to have a rose.
Yeah, sure. Do you have a preference on color? I mean,
What would
there
you
is-
think?
white or red. Most roses are red, but I can try to do something else if you want.
Surprise me?
Bright pink. It will just be. I will just go the classic dark red rose in that case. Here you go.
I'm still wary of what happened to you earlier, Kauliki. I am cautious of what this half orc has done, or is maybe doing.
Oh,
don't know.
believe me, I don't trust her either.
I think there's more to this than meets the eye.
Transformers.
There's another movie coming out.
Yeah. I think Eric will mention to Vishar. This current climate, and I sort of described to him the two teenage boys that were sort of giving him a hard stare. Beyond, I think hot-blooded young men will do irrational things. If you do, I would, whilst they may come at you with ill intentions, I would advise
Your mic is very bad right now.
Yeah, you were cutting out.
Sorry. Test 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Better.
Okay. Yeah. Eric will sort of say, if these two young men come at you with ill intentions, I would advise subdue them, but do not harm them. It may not be the right thing. It may not feel, in your personal justice, the right thing to do, because they attacked you. But as such, we cannot afford.
I hold no grudges against anybody here, and I cannot. What's the word? I cannot blame a boy for being angry with someone he perceives to have killed their parents. I hope they do not do anything, and one of the reasons I plan on leaving soon is so I can rob them of the opportunity to do something stupid. So I will not use lethal force in any way, if I can prevent it.
Wise. Very wise. Right. As for me, I think I need to just very quickly have a walk around and ask if there is an armory or anyone selling armor for myself. I feel as though I may need some upgrades required.
Even more. You're already a sardine in a can.
Yes, but the can has holes, Kaliki. The holes require to be non-existent.
How will your
I
head go through?
find one hole and a black poke. Like here.
Yes.
Damn, that's right over your heart. Why is that there? Probably why you're dying so much.
Yeah. Eric was saying I feel the journey will be harder from here on out.
How hard could it be? I just whap.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Are you staying together, going for a rest?
I'll bring the rose to Kawoha and just quickly tell her to remember me by
When you
blah
go
blah
to
blah.
Kawoha's room, you see that Cynthia is sitting on the bed next to him with his hand on his chest, and they are giggling. As you open the door, she goes like, "No, she didn't do that. No, stop it." Oh, hello there, little Rose.
I'm sorry, am I interrupting? No, don't worry. I'm just leaving that here.
No, come on. And you see that her hand goes out of his fur, and she just shakes a little bit of hair. Oh, go ahead, come on, join us. Sit on the bed.
I am very comfortable where I am right now. I'm just leaving this rose here because we will be leaving soon.
No. And Kawoha was like, wait, why so soon?
Because the people don't like us here, and we are leaving. So, rose for you, and a very nice goodbye to you. I will leave you two to it.
As you go outside of the room, you hear the door opening and closing behind you, and you see Cynthia follows you and goes like, "Little Rose, what's wrong? Are you angry? Is there anything wrong?"
No, why would I be angry? I don't know you, and you are clearly comfortable with him. I just don't want you to harm him, because if you harm him, I will hunt and murder you painfully.
Oh.
For some reason, I'm the criminal. What the?
Okay, I think. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so
Every race has its thorns.
I would never dream of hurting the big sunflower. He's lovely, and he cares for
I
you.
know.
And
And I care for him.
And I'm certain that you would. Yes, you would. You would definitely. Yes.
The unsettling, like, head tilt.
Tuk tuk. Oh, did you hear anything? No. Okay. I am scared a lot right now. Like, look at these shivers. I have goosebumps. Wow. Now, when are you leaving?
Soon.
And where are you going? Like, as soon as he's able to stand up, he's going to want to follow you.
I don't. Probably Elam. But I don't know if it will be safe for him to go anywhere near us.
Why? Are you in danger, little Rose?
Because I don't want him to get hurt. Either from us or from you.
He's a strong, big sunflower, and worst come to happen, I will be there to provide as much support as I can.
Who is he to you?
Just a charming wolf with surprisingly soft fur.
It's the conditioner. I turn and I leave.
We'll meet you in Elam. Safe travels.
Nothing. I leave, find Vishar or whoever is to find, and
So, what is everybody else doing? Are you going to have a rest?
Is it the same day that we use the key?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vishal will probably find a small clearing at the edge of the city and spend some time pulling the corruption out of him, which I have recently learned is there up to about 40%.
Roll. What are you doing? The same thing? Using channeling?
The classic ritual with Blessed Restoration.
Okay. Roll me. How many times are you doing this?
Let's start with 2, I think,
Okay.
and see how that goes.
1d10 for each spell slot of Lesser Restoration that you use.
ah,
In total? Uh, 8, 6, 14, plus 3, 17, and 5, so 22.
Okay.
I've gone.
So you do manage to cleanse all of your corruption.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Great. I feel clean again.
Kotal still doesn't know that he is corrupted.
That will take you.
We shall
an
though.
hour.
Kalika just behind him. Prestidigitation.
Eric, you were looking for something, right? So
Yeah, so going around asking if there's an armory, or if anyone's selling armor, that type of thing.
Roll an investigation check.
Ooh, investigation. Am I good at these? No, it's intelligence. I rolled well though. I'm rolling. 17.
Now, this town is made out of like 50 or so people. There's no buildings per se other than the town hall. Everything is made out of like tents. Half of the people here are refugees that came from Grelia like 2 weeks ago. So you don't find an armory per se, but asking around, especially between the refugees that came from Grelia, you do find people that know how to do a little bit of leather work or sewing, stuff like that, to at the bare minimum fix stuff. Though no metalworking.
Okay. Eric will kind of scratch his head and thank the people for their time. Probably meet up with the rest of the group, but we'll begin examining. No, actually he won't. He might actually do something a little risque for the group.
Strip naked.
No, I mean to be fair, he's probably pantsless. He's Donald Ducking it most of the time, to be honest. Right, hold on. Where is it? Where's my notes on this? So, okay. Eric is probably gonna find Quartal if he's like alone or whatever, and just ask Quartal. Quartal, do you have a moment?
You'll see him attempting to go back into his shell, get caught, and then have to keep going out and in again. He's just
like a door that's stuck.
Yeah.
Automatic door.
I'm
apparently I do.
I apologize for those horns, but they do look good on you.
I just hope it's temporary.
Let's hope so.
If not, I'll take a saw to it.
I don't know if that would hurt you or not. I have a question. How much of your powers do you know? Where do they come from?
All I know is that one day I was able to somehow magically emit a gust of wind that knocked over a structural beam that nearly collapsed an entire house. And
Like
since
sorry.
then, I've seen random visions of random lightning aberrations of red and blue, and now for some reason green.
As you may know, I have entered into some sort of pact with Mirko, and with that pact has come some amount of powers and abilities to ascertain certain aspects about beings. When I opened my senses and I saw the group, you emitted not just one or two, but 3 mixtures of essences or lineages. I'm not sure what the correct terminology here is, but I don't know if it would help you find the source of your powers better, but you have some connection, or part of you is divine, but part of you is also fiendish. you are also somehow part undead. I do not know what this means for you personally. I do not know if this means your powers are giving you this lineage or connection. I only hope this information can help you find any answers you might be seeking in relation to those powers. I tell you this. Go on.
He'll sit there a bit stone-faced at that.
I tell you this not because to tell you lightly or partly in thanks for what we have done for each other as a group through our trials and tribulations. And I hope, come what may, that we can help you.
Well, I hope that help is never required. But thank you for the information. And I now have a lot more questions that I need to ask that magnifying glass.
But to that point, while help is never required, it is always offered.
I keep seeing visions of towers. Remember the mentioning of how the island Marlish was on passed a tower every now and then. I think they may have something to do with what has happened, or possible links to the powers that I have. We may need to go back to Sheila's eventually to try and find that tower.
Oh, Jorah will not be pleased to see her again.
Well, hopefully we'll have Gabba back by then.
So, Shoralf, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try, and I'll cook some food.
As you go into the kitchen, you see a figure of a young man with long dark hair, slightly pale, and you see Marlish cooking himself a sandwich and throwing small pieces of bread to Fido. As you walk in, he was like, "Oh, hey dude, how are you doing?"
Hi, boy. I'm doing well. Just here to cook food.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing that. Do you want a sub? I was thinking of bringing the group a couple of subs. I just made my favorite, like peanut butter and jelly. I was thinking of giving this to Kaliki, just
You see, I see Jorah's it's probably just can't be dealing with this after his annoyance earlier. But he's just like,
I think that is a nice idea, but I would like to just be left alone to cook myself.
Oh, yeah, of course, dude. By the way, what's your favorite sandwich, mate? Peanut butter
Some
and jelly, right?
No.
Oh.
Some meat that I don't think is on this plane of existence anymore.
Horse.
That was
Horse meat sandwich.
with some cheese and nicely cooked. It was a delicacy back when I was young.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like the Christian special. My mom told me about it. It used to be like real popular back in the day. Yeah. Damn, I would have loved to try that, dude.
Yeah, and I bet your mother would too. But yes, I am just going to make myself some sort of.
I'm guessing is this some meat hanging up? This indiscriminate meat.
There's some meat, yeah, of undisclosed origin.
Rabbit
Yeah.
meat.
Some rabbits.
Or goblin.
I'll just make some meat sandwich. I haven't really eaten anything of substance since I've been out. It'd be nice to actually taste some from flavor that isn't gruel or made from rocks.
Well, yeah, sure. I guess I will leave you to it. I think there's enough meat for you to do like a garlic bread sandwich or something like that. Just don't go overboard. I think this belongs to the people of the town.
It'll only take a minute. I'm a small man. I do not need it. But Marlish, you need to wise up, son. This world will gobble you up. You can't go around just making peanut butter jelly sandwiches for everyone.
Oh, but
This world is dangerous.
they will like it. You think I should have done like a DLT?
I love this moron.
Marlish, I think you better just leave now.
Yeah, of course. Like I was doing that anyways. You don't have to tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're not my dad.
Marvin walks out of the communal kitchen with 6 PB anchovies.
Yeah, so I was going to make a sandwich, but at the same time make a small, nice little meat sandwich as well. But actually make that one nicer, and I'd be like,
Zoot. There you go, my friend. Sorry for about earlier.
So to get food?
Zoot gets food. I made this especially. I've used a bit of a different herb combination I used to use back in the day, and I hope you enjoy it, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Susut can eat, right?
Zoot can eat.
Oh, thanks. And he grabs the sandwich and kind of goes to the corner and starts eating on it.
what he doesn't know, I've put a load of poison in it. No, I haven't.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'm probably gonna go.
He's writing something down.
Sister will remember that.
I'm gonna.
Say, Zoot, go back to the camp. I'm going to go meditate on the edge.
And I'll go back up to where I first saw the miasma. I'm gonna go up there and meditate.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
As the night starts falling on all of you, do you all mount watches? Or
presume
do
I'm
you all
mounting
go
up.
to sleep?
I was
Yeah.
gonna mount a watch in the sense of I'm just gonna sit there and meditate. I'll trance and then meditate somewhat. So yes and no.
I think Eric would mount the first watch. Knowing there are some hard feelings amongst the townsfolk. Eric will definitely mount a watch.
Okay. So
I
go ahead and.
would,
What?
I would like to watch as well, possibly sometime during Joral's time.
Fisher will take third watch then.
And Quattle will sleep.
No, he won't. He can't sleep normally.
Yeah.
Oh,
He has to sleep on his back because of his antlers.
Okay.
He keeps tipping back and forth in his sleep,
Yeah.
so.
Eric.
Yep.
Roll your perception check while everybody else sleeps. You are taking the first watch with Ephraim.
does he help me?
Yeah. Ephraim is going to spend his time trying
Sweet.
to look at your cookbook, trying to think different ways to improve on the group's food, and doing like an inventory of the items that everybody has.
Oh, then it is a 21 for perception.
Okay, nice.
Hmm.
So during this first stretch of the night, nothing really happens. The whole town is asleep. There's no nightlife. Everybody goes to sleep early and everybody wakes up early. This is a town of people that need to work to build the town. During this first watch, though, Quattle, you are having a dream. But in the middle of the dream, everything turns dark, almost as if shadows, almost similar to Kauliki's darkness, was enclosing you, almost as if like threads were circling around you and pulling you into the depths of the darkness. In there, a vision comes, and you start hearing your breath out of your body as you and next thing you know, you are running. You see your hands, this time the hands of a human, as you are running. The hands of a human as you are running, and as you lift up your head, you see another figure running in front of you. Jason, would you like to describe this vision?
Sure. So you would see running in front of you a youngish human boy, black hair, freckle. You can see the clothes are not particularly well kept. They look like hand-me-downs, and you can see as you're sort of running through, it is a sort of almost one of the seas, a town that's by the sea. As he's running, and he calls back, "Come on, come on!" You can see like his hands are like blood, the knuckles are bloodied. And it's raining. It's pouring rain. And you can see like this kid is just tan skin. You would know his name to be Peter, but spelled with a Y.
As you both are running away down an alley, the rain pouring on top of you, you look up and from the alley you see 2 flying vessels with bright lights pointing down towards the alley. As you see people chasing behind you, half a block away, armored with a regal gold and bluish colors. They are running. One of them is flying, trying to catch up to you, but you use the environment to your advantage. And Peter, what happens as you are running away?
As we're running, we're sort of like, I'm sort of pulling. I assume to Peter, he would know Quarto as Quarto in this moment, or so he would call out. He's like pulling him round the corner, and as there's like probably some crates. He like pulls it down to sort of make the going difficult for like the other guards. And he says, "We haven't got much time. Fuck these guards. Fuck everyone who's not us. Never forget that."
Peter, inside of your jacket you have a magical explosive, a stone that you've been carrying for a couple of days now. Do you use it?
I think in this moment, Peter's thinking. He looks at Quarto. Run far. Don't look back. I will catch up to you. That I promise you. Pulls the stone and probably like punches it to like crack it and activate it and just chuck it into the middle of the pursuing guards and legs it.
Kotal, as you keep running away, leaving Peter behind, you start hearing a rumble. And then smoke, and after that a loud noise, almost as if a thunder had landed. Do you keep running?
Yeah, he would run, but he would look back.
The darkness, those threads grab you again, almost as if you step on a paddle and you are transported down, sucked into the water of the rain. You open your eyes again and there's a commotion. There's like 20 or so young kids clamoring, going as Peter is on top of a garbage can giving a speech. Peter.
Right. Each of you know we're from nowhere. We were left at the orphanage, but we are a band of brothers and sisters. We've got no one else to take care of, no one who can take care of us except us. That's how it will be. That's how it will always be. We make our own fate. We are the masters of our own ships. So fuck that orphanage caretaker. Fuck the guards. Fuck anyone who stands in our way. We're gonna run this town, whether they like it or not.
You see,
We're gonna.
kids start clamoring. Yeah! Fuck them! Fuck Krylus! Fuck the uppers! As the all of these kids are going high blood, what are you doing?
He's gonna look down at his hands. Are they similar to the other dream/vision that he had before, or are they different?
In the first vision that you had, your hands were those of like an Albion, and in this case they are those of a human.
He would pretend to join in, but make it fairly obvious that he's pretend to join in, but his heart isn't in it really. So go, well, fuck, cry loose, but like half-heartedly, and yeah.
As all of this gang of kids is clamoring to Peter's speech, a thunder roars. The light lightens up the sky, and as your eyes get used to it, you start hearing footsteps as all of this gang of kids is walking in between alleys towards a big building adorned in gold and flying stones circling around. There's light glowing stones in every corner, and all of the kids are wearing masks with the shape of storm and lightning and thunder, very, very frightening. And as you, Peter, stop and point towards this building, all of the kids start charging in, carrying metal bats, weapons. Some have like just simply stones carved with something. You yourself have this small cane all covered in runes. What are you doing?
So Peter's probably like, it's probably leading from the front. He would never let himself be at the back directing. As we go in, you know, we probably been planning this, probably thinking this is the big score, to try and set ourselves up in a very, you know, some good money, trying to make ourselves a little bit well off than we were before. And probably like on the lookout for any of the guards, and one of the things you'll probably note is his hands are probably scarred, like probably from a lot of fighting at that point. Like he's been in a few more scraps than he would like to admit.
So everybody's charging towards this building. As everybody starts hitting on the main door, breaking the window glasses, and starts just going in, there are no lights. One of the kids just grabs like a stone, like a pebble, and throws it against the ground really hard, and as it hits, you hear the and the pebble just leaves like a light where it impacts, and it starts bouncing against multiple walls, leaving like small spots of light that start growing and emanating. And as this happens, you see there are about a dozen or so of guards with their hands up, chains coming down, and you see some sort of monster between them. There's like this, it's almost like a wolf in the shape of a humanoid, It's all bloodied, and there's drool coming out of it. It's held by chains, and you see. At this moment, you all realize that this was a setup. Right? You are not storming into this place. You were brought to this place by someone or something. And you turn around to look, and you see there are 3 flying elves carrying the robes of the Glory Marcanum, and one of them just goes like with his finger, and the chains holding this monstrosity, this beast, fall down, and this wolf humanoid hybrid just rampages, goes against all of these kids and starts devouring them, biting on them. It's a carnage. You all start fighting. Peter, Eric, do you stay and fight?
Yes, initially. But he would fight towards. He would make his way towards Quartal. I imagine during the time that has sort of jumped between that speech and now, Peter's probably picked up that Quartal's not really in this for the cause, but sort of gone along for protection, and maybe even realized at this point Quartal is out of his depth.
Defending himself with the cane, but heading towards Peter because he knows his friend will take care of him, and that's probably the only reason he's been in this place to begin with, because his friend is there.
As you two try to reconvene in the middle of this chaotic fight, this beast launches towards you, Peter, pinning you against the ground. As it's going to bite into your neck, Bottle, you come running, trying to hit this beast and free your friend. Peter, I need you to roll me a D100, please.
I don't get to roll these very often.
I roll them too often, I don't know why.
19. 19.
19. As you are almost killed by this thing, you just roar at it, and this thunder comes out of you, almost as similar as the explosion of this stone that you saw the day before. Electricity coursing through, everybody is thrown against the walls, and you yourself awaken to these magical abilities. Electricity coursing through your veins start to lighten up underneath your skin, and you start using your electricity powers to do what?
I imagine the wolf monstrosity is like still taking a moment to recover, and he just sums everything up into a fist. Like, he just concentrates every bit of every bit of lightning into this fist, and just goes in and starts punching everything he has with every bit of magic, every bit of strength, every bit of fury and force of will, and just pounds away at this monstrosity, and then kind of almost going into a bit of a blood rage as he once if he survives that fight, he will go on and start going after the rest of the guards.
Yeah, this beast was impacted in the head from your blast, So you just jump on top of it and start pummeling it almost like Kratos in God of War 3 against Zeus. Quattle, you are also sent flying away and hit yourself. You lose consciousness for a second. As you open your eyes again, you see these 3 flying figures are holding Peter with some sort of magical chain. Peter, do you resist after having been captured? You, at this point that Quattle opens his eyes again, the beast has a hole going through its head, made from your fist. There are like 10 different guards also lying dead or badly injured on the floor. One of these 3 mages is bleeding from its mouth as if something had hit its face, and they are just between the 3 of them holding you. What do you do, Peter?
Peter's initially resisting, and then he's kind of having this sort of some of the blood red vision subside a bit, and he thinks, "Where's Quattle?" Looks around for him. I assume I can see him quite.
What are you doing now that you gain your consciousness again and you see that this attempt failed and your leader is in shackles?
The leader is in shackles. However, his friend is in danger, so we go and try to help. Waving his cane in the air and attempt to free.
Peter, as you see Quattle charging towards these 3 mages with a cane, just a wooden stick, one of the mages lifts his hand and this boy starts floating up into the air and he's crushed into nothingness. As Peter, you start feeling the chains holding you tighter, and your bones also start crunching. Quattle, the last thing you see as you are being pressured into a small, tiny sphere is Peter's eyes looking straight into you with a look of rebellion that you've never seen before. And that's when you wake up.
What color were his eyes?
What color were your eyes?
I believe. Give me 1 second, because I can't remember what I said they were. They were a cloudy gray.
So help me, if a cloudy grey lightning close appears to me, I'm gonna be furious.
Here's the thing. Now, just like Halina, Jason, once per long rest, you can change Quattle's spell. When he deals anything that is not electricity or thunder damage, you can change the element into it. If you don't do this once a day, he will suffer the damage of a spell of my choosing.
Alright. Okay. Interesting.
I don't cast a spell that has a different damage type.
If you were to deal anything that's like force damage, it becomes thunder.
Okay.
Then what
damage,
happens?
thunder.
What if
Yeah.
I never cast one that doesn't?
Yeah,
do
what
that
if we
damage?
never get into combat that day?
Yeah.
You have to go and release yourself.
Great.
Not the greatest choice of words there, but sure.
It's a very carefully chosen word. So, Quattle, you wake up for the second watch.
Just in time.
Good morning.
Top of the data, yeah?
Cover the data, yeah.
So, do you wake anybody else up or do you just take the watch by yourself?
He'd take it by himself, unless anybody else woke up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
That is a cheeky 18.
Okay, so during the second watch, nothing much happens. You do see two small figures of what you would assume are kids out in the dark, but as soon as they see that you are there, they just disappear into the veil of the darkness. And your second watch goes without a problem, so you wake up Shoral and Kauliki.
Yep.
What are you two doing?
Well, I'm going to be a bit confused. I'll be like,
Kauliki, is this fine? I can take this watch on my own. I have no need for sleep, and I feel that you need your rest.
I'm rested, thank you. I actually wanted to ask you something.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you tell me who do you think that voice was? I think that you have some suspicion.
It must be someone in the camp. I do not believe it is a demon. I believe that they would make themselves more known than is normally warranted by these creatures. I feel that it is more than likely to have been someone you were near. And the only people that you said you were near were the orc and your friend Kooka, I believe. I do not think it was anyone else in the party. But those are those are the two that I could only believe it could be. Now, I could be wrong. It could be a demon. It could be something more devious, but I do not believe so.
As you are talking with Shoralf, you once again hear and feel a chilling touch, even colder than a couple of hours ago. You feel this time it's not a warm breath against your ear, it's a cold, almost icy exhalation. Ah, little kitty, you and the wolf, they will be ours. You have no power, and I will make sure of it. Glory to him. Glory. As you hear also another message in your head.
Wait a second.
Hold on a minute.
That's it.
What? You said I hear another message.
No, that was the message. I will repeat it. Little kitty, you and your dog have no power. We will rule you again. Glory to him. Glory. This time, different from the afternoon. The message sounds more distorted and rough.
Do I hear any of this?
No, it's all in her head.
Is that that one?
No, that's a 3.
Which one was the trigger?
I mean, I guess that thing would be the trigger.
Okay. So I need you to roll me a d100, please.
She goes into fight Katie mode, and now I must fight with my puny health.
69. Nice.
Nice.
Okay, let me open up my list. Huh. Your darkness ability activates with you at its center, and you attack the closest creature that you can see with your eyes.
Can I persuade not to?
Oh no.
Oh no.
We are going to roll initiative though.
Oh no.
Why is it always you?
What's my initiative? Okay. Ooh. 12.
You go first. I've got a 7. This 10. 7 plus 3, 10.
Calm emotions, calm emotions.
And it just quickly blister quick. Oh, I've lost all my. Where's my stuff? I'm gonna quickly go to my spells. Where are my spells? Do I have anything I can use?
Shield of faith.
Power
Oh.
Destroy
skill.
undead.
Ooh,
Am I classified?
can I use invisibility so they can't see me?
Yeah.
What's better, greater invisibility or invisibility? No, I have a greater.
Invisibility lasts for an hour, but as soon as you do something, you lose it. Greater lasts for only a minute, but you can attack and do stuff.
Ooh. Right, so I can't use that. Oh. Yeah, you're trying to and you kind of chances. Does enthrall mean that that you can't attack me?
Let me check the spell.
Fine.
You either distracting single words, causing creatures of your choice you can see within range and they can hear to make a wisdom saving throw. Any creature that can't be charmed succeeds on the saving throw, and if you or your companions are fighting creatures, it has advantage on the save. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on wisdom checks. Wait, oh. Never mind. It doesn't really sound. I thought it'd be a bit more.
Me having disadvantage on the wisdom checks.
I mean, unless failure means she snaps out of it.
I could just attack you. I feel like that is also another possibility.
I know what I'm doing.
Blasting.
What are you doing?
So
Roll?
started blasting.
I feel like I've just been chucked into this without. Oh, can I use whole person?
Yeah.
She's considered.
Yeah, I'll do it. Whole person, please.
Con
That's
save.
a con save.
No, that's a.
That isn't?
That
No,
is
it's,
a.
Wisdom, I think.
Wisdom?
Yeah, I
No,
think. Yeah, I'm
no,
pretty
no,
sure
no,
it's wisdom.
That is counter
Wisdom.
spell.
Wisdom. You're gonna counterspell me.
Yes.
Quote from his sleep, counter spell to counter spell.
So what's the DC of?
No, she counter spells you.
Nothing.
Because you are casting
Ah.
If
Yeah,
you,
okay,
if you
yeah,
cast it
yeah.
at base
Third,
level,
yeah.
it does a third.
Oh well, that doesn't. You'd see the instant panic on Jorah's face if you wait for a minute.
See anything because it's darkness.
You don't see shit.
I
By the
do
way-
see shit actually. I see everything.
You have true sight.
I have things that you have no idea what I have. So I see everything. Is message? Oh, it's an action. Shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can use
no.
your action.
I mean, to be fair, whole person was verbal and so was counterspell. I'm pretty sure the rest of the party like, huh?
Yeah.
Nani?
I literally can't. Oh, great. Everything is an action.
Can you see in your darkness?
Yes.
Karike? That's lame.
Fucked.
So I have no like
Why?
bonus things to do.
If
She
I
has
cast
like
it
3
like that.
different dark vision stuff.
I made sure I see in darkness.
A reaction is
It's on
Reaction is outside
other
of
people's
your
turn.
So I don't think you
Yeah.
have anything that is a bonus action.
I have nothing that is a bonus
Best
action. I think
thing you can
I'm
do
just
is a non-damaging
Oof.
Can I
like-
put
Kumbaya, my lord!
like
Best thing you can do is run away.
yeah, there's nothing I can do.
Do you know what? I'm not. I'm going to stand there in her face and I'm just going to say, hit me with your best shot.
You see a very angry kitty lady with clothes made out of darkness.
Yes. Well, I'm just gonna. It's more like it's because you're gonna hit me. I know this, but then it's like I have an excuse.
Next time I have an excuse.
Very angry kitty lady, what are you doing?
Not thinking straight.
Yep.
Not realizing that he sees me in my darkness. It would be like a lion.
Oh, fuck! I just realised something. Never mind. Sorry. Carry on. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I could have done a bonus action.
Well, new character who this?
I'm. Go on if you want. Go on.
No. Crack on. You know, I've ended my turn. I press end turn.
You've
Let go of the chess piece.
Yeah.
Peace.
I would like stalk my prey, eyes locked,
Mm-hmm.
and not my usual cat yellow, green eyes, but pure black eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And with my shadow claws, I would like strike, not even thinking about magic. I just dispelled one magic and scratching.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh god. New class who this? Now you roll well. Yeah, that hits.
Not even going to ask about the AC.
I mean, I rolled his AC on the dice.
Which is
17.
no, I got a shield. I'm 19.
Yeah, I have +6.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
19.
have 17
yeah,
on the
okay, that's
dice.
it.
Yeah.
Can you cast shield, the spell?
I can cast shield.
Would it work?
What
What was the total to hit?
No, shield
It wouldn't.
you
Gives
+5.
+5. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
but
+6 to hit.
you rolled 17 plus 6, which is
Also, I'm
23.
going to say
He
you
has
don't have your
19
shield
plus
on
5 from shield.
I don't have my shield on me. I can't
because
spend. Yeah.
you were resting.
So it's not bad. It's
I'm
just a D4.
Just imagine Zoot just there with his with my shield going, ah! You missed this!
It is just a D4.
Okay. Hit me.
Just a
hit me.
D4.
D4 plus her spell casting ability, which is Constitution, which is +5. So
That would be 5 slashing and 5 necrotic.
So 10? Okay. Can I use as reaction my Divine Retribution, please?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Point your finger. Dex saving throw.
Oh,
I don't know what the deck saving
I
throw is.
hate this dice. What do you do to me?
2d10 with the fire damage, and I can higher to increase it by 1d10. I may actually increase it by 1. So that's 3d10.
You have 74 hit points.
I need to find a d10. I think this is my d10. Yeah.
And if my calculations are correct, you have 17.
16 damage.
Can someone math for me?
At this point, in the middle of the darkness, fire erupts, almost in the same color as Krylus magic. You are hurt by that. As you suffer damage, I need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw with advantage to see if you regain your senses.
Yep, I am good.
At this point,
I mean,
everybody
18
wakes up.
plus.
Eric immediately with glaive in hand.
And I
You're not
mean
gonna
everybody, as in like all the time will wake up to this.
Are we still in combat? Can I whack her with what I was going to whack her with? This.
I mean, that's up to Kauliki. At the end of her turn, she regains consciousness. Would you realize what you're doing, or would you keep the darkness for a few seconds?
I will keep the darkness, but I'm fine. I'm sorry. Whatever happened, I am sorry. I didn't mean to.
You'd see almost like a weird grin come across his face.
Oh, you bastard.
Unexpected. Unexpected indeed. You're a powerful one, Kauliki.
And I guess, and I wouldn't. Would I have my bone axe out at this point? I probably would not. As I was going to reach for the bone axe, I'll put it away.
I'm going to say we're out of initiative at this point. Everybody's
Yeah.
waking up.
It happened again. The voice, it happened again. And I didn't have my composure.
I can see as you look at me, and there was probably a scratch mark across my chest. I'm like,
I can see that. There's obviously someone targeting you. Hopefully, if you leave tomorrow, this will stop. Otherwise, we've got bigger issues at hand.
If you leave tomorrow,
If
aren't you coming with?
we
Is that a genuine Callum?
yeah.
Mistake
If
or-
we leave tomorrow,
Okay. I just want to know why this happens. Wait,
What?
you can see me.
that is not important right now.
Why is there so much darkness? What has happened?
I drop it.
Kauliki had a bit of an accident.
I mean,
Do I
Eric.
use
Little
all 3
trained, yeah.
points for that, Martin?
Yeah, as if you had cast it.
I mean, Eric immediately looks at Kaliki, and because he's seen her go into one of her moments before, do I recognize
Yep.
this her coming down from it?
Yep, you recognize this shaken state.
I would have probably still my eyes haven't reverted. So you stare into blank orbs. Black orbs.
Is anyone hurt?
I think he's worse for wear. She speaks having taken like 17 damage at once.
I'm fine. Blood on my hand.
I'm sorry, and
Do you
like
require
this
some help?
little kid putting hands. So no.
I just realised something. Would something happen when she had touched me with her claws?
Yeah, I mean, like in what?
In Martin, look at this.
And like
What?
Yeah.
Look at Discord! Discord thing!
Furiously looks at the phone.
I was scrolling up. I was just thought then I was looking at something else.
Huh?
Nani?
No.
You have that?
Yeah.
You have that?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
What do I have to write down?
So, not from her side, but yes, from your side.
Oh shit.
Like you would feel it, but she has no idea.
Right. Okay. That's fine. What was you doing for that? Lost my track.
At
Do
this
you
point,
require some help, some healing? Or are
No,
you
no,
okay
no,
to rest?
I'll be fine. 'Tis merely a flesh wound.
Very well. Kalike, how are you?
Proper. Good.
Sin's eyebrows.
Very well.
Are you
Might-
fully rested, or do you have some healing to spare?
I wouldn't have offered if I didn't have any spare.
I would take some.
I will give you a point of heal. No, I will cost.
Can you give a point? Are you paladin?
No. Well, I could cast Goodberry, but I haven't prepared it. I will cast Cure Wounds. Level 1 on you. Which is what? D8. There we go. Oh, so it's 6 plus 4, so 10. Healing.
at this point, the whole town is going to wake up. Questions are going to be asked. Commotion is going to happen of like what's going on. It's going to be the talk of the town for the day. But as sun rises up,
No, I want it.
we are going to finish tonight's episode as you are making your preparations to depart Iris Crossing.
Long
Yeah.
rest.
I want to talk to him.
We'll do it at the start of next episode because I also want to find out what was said because I realised that's not what I didn't ask that question.
Long rest. Yeah.
So everybody gets a long rest, and you two suffer the hit points that you shall suffer, but you have a long rest before that. Okay.
So we had a long rest before that.
Yes.
It wouldn't matter.
So
I was 2 down. It wouldn't matter.
if you break a long rest has to be between 8 to 6 hours. If you break it into 3 chunks, aka 3 watches, as long as 2 of those were made resting and one was doing like light activity like reading or mounting a watch or stuff like that, a long rest is achieved. So while you guys make preparations to depart, that's going to be the completion of the long rest. We'll come back in 2 weeks to finish that conversation and to go towards the rest of the empire.
About goddamn time.
Oh, also, Quatl, your antlers fall and you no longer speak only in business.
Aww.
Yes.
What's the commotion?
The second the antlers are off, thunk. The turtle is in the shell.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
getting a proper
we'll be back
rest.
in 2 weeks for the next game. And as always, keep on weaving.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye-bye.